for today's podcast, this is our last podcast. So, yay, we made it. But anyway, so our last podcast is we're just talking about our final project, which we've been working on for like a week. So, does anyone else want to talk about like our project first, or should I go first?
I'll go. Okay, so overall, at first I was kind of nervous because, like, not gonna lie, like, I think most of my friends are, like, either seniors or maybe a few, like, I had a few, like, underclassmen here and there and some juniors, but most of the people I knew were, like, seniors or they already graduated, so I was kind of nervous to be working with people I didn't know, but I think I'm pleasantly surprised because you guys turned out to be a really nice bunch, and I really like working with you guys in general.
Yeah, so I think we should just talk about what we learned and how's our experience through the whole thing. So at first doing this, I was nervous because I didn't know anyone and I wasn't comfortable showing my face. But doing this project made me learn a lot about our SDG goal, life below water, and like the awareness with plastic and all that. And it was just really interesting talking to a different grade level than me. So yeah.
I think the craziest part, I think that like the craziest part for me doing these podcasts is like showing my face, because like usually for the big blue button that we usually use for classes, it's like only the teacher sees your face, and it's like the teacher could be judging you, but they won't say anything obviously. But like a kid, if they think that you look funky, they'll let you know you look funky. So like I'm usually nervous about showing my face on camera, but like the more that I've been doing these podcasts is like the more confidence I have with showing my face on camera. So I think that was something positive that I got out of these podcasts.
Yeah, I think we honestly all like kind of stepped out of our comfort zone by turning our cameras and mics on, especially because it took like a few weeks, and yeah.
I think this was like a great experience for all of us because we all started getting a lot more comfortable on camera and we all worked like really well together.
I'm just gonna talk about something that I struggled with a little bit with these podcasts. Like typically I'm alone in my house during the day, but I'm alone with no people. But I do have my lovely dog, who's still right here being nosy. But just her barking and everything, like I know that might have that could have bothered other people. I know it like her excessive barking, just like it's like, geez, I have to film right now. Just can you please for like 5 minutes to give me a little bit of time to film and not bark. But that's just something that I struggle with a little bit with these podcasts, which isn't really like something I can control, because if I put her in a room, she'll start crying. So
A challenge for me doing the podcast was knowing what to say, because then again I was shy at first and I didn't really know what to talk about. And really the most help was from Isabella and Kathy, because they spoke the most and it really helped the rest of us out, because I didn't know what to say really, but doing research and going on the websites helped me more to speak more during the podcast.
That was also an obstacle for me because I don't think I would have honestly spoke, but then seeing everyone else speak up and like turn their mic on, I kind of gained a little bit of confidence and spoke up.
I think it was just nice overall to have like other people there to help build your opinions on, because I think it would have been a lot harder if you had to do this individually.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think speaking itself for the podcast was anything like challenging for me, but I think the most challenging part for this whole project was actually trying to upload it to YouTube, because when I tried to make it public, it didn't put in order. So then I think one person that's not in our group actually showed us a trick to just put in a playlist, and it actually helped. And also just finding the time to upload and like play around with files in general, because some of them may be corrupt or just, I don't know, a mess. So it's more like a technological thing.
I think something that I like about this group project and stuff is I like the fact that we're able to like see each other. Like, this is the first time I've actually seen other students in like a really long time. So it's just the fact that it's like I get to see other people's faces. Like, I understand how teachers are feeling, like, oh, like we want them to turn on their cameras, otherwise they feel like we're just talking to ourselves. So that was something that like I really appreciated about this project.
I like that it was kind of like an open project. Like Omedo didn't say like search this exact thing. He kind of just like let us speak our mind, and like if we do know facts, he let us speak on that. And it wasn't like a closed project, but like it was very open.
I also like this project because I noticed that we didn't have that much to do compared to last semester, because last semester we got too much work, in my opinion. More like, why should an elective class have the amount of work that my normal classes don't even have? It didn't make sense. So having this podcast, we only had to do like one Twitter chat or two, and then have this, so it was easier and it was just a relief for me.
I mean, same, because like the workload itself for this class alone doesn't bother me too much because I kind of used to this kind of workload since I took like honors and AP classes. But yeah, this class kind of felt like a lot at first, but I think the podcast project really helped me relieve this work because it's a lot easier to like make up and do rather than last semester, especially since I have like other things to do in my schedule too as well.
I like going off of what you said about that, like our workload is a lot smaller, is like my grade was pretty bad last semester because of the amount of work that we had, and yeah, we had the opportunity to make everything up at one point, but at the same time it's like if you missed even like a couple of those assignments, is your grades would go down pretty fast. So I think the fact that like we've depleted the amount of assignments that we have is like good, because like you said earlier, it's our electives shouldn't have more homework than our regular standard classes.
Yeah, because I feel like I kind of noticed, like, at least for me, people like me who took like honors or AP classes like beforehand, I feel like maybe they did the best in video production because they're kind of used to the workload. I mean, honestly, not to brag, but I mean, yeah, it was a lot of work. It was kind of annoying at times. At the same time, I feel like over my high school years from freshman to year to now, I kind of got used to like managing a lot of work. So it didn't really affect me that much, but I kind of did see how much work it was for a lot of other people, especially during a pandemic.
I agree with you. Like, everyone's different and everyone moves at a different pace, so we all have different situations. But so for the final project about the TikTok, like in the last episode 5, we mentioned that we're gonna make a TikTok and then post videos on it, or we could probably just do like post 2 videos and then see if it gets on the For You page.
Yeah, like maybe we could do like put in a shared drive some images to put in the TikTok, so we don't have to show our faces, just like some relevant images, or hopefully copyright free, because legal stuff.
I agree with like the not using faces thing, because they're like not everyone wants to put their face out on social media, despite what adults think that teenagers are like. But like not everyone wants to put their face out on social media, so thankfully they have the green screen and stuff so that we don't have to put our faces out on social media. Because I do have my face on social media, but it doesn't really necessarily fit with like the stuff that I usually post. So like having that in a separate account, like it makes me feel better about like how I have like how my viewers, I have 2 people watch my YouTube videos, how my viewers watch like my stuff, the content would be different and it would be a little bit confusing. It's like 1 minute I'm doing like makeup and then the next minute I'm doing like podcasts and stuff. So I'm glad that we could separate the two with like a different account, unlike the YouTube stuff that we're doing right now.
I think it helps with the privacy stuff, because even like, not to sound like, I don't know, too overly cautious, but I feel like with TikToks you also run the risk of like, especially with post controversial content, which is hopefully not our SDG. I don't think it's super controversial, but still. someone can use our face against us or like maybe use it to stalk us. So I feel like not having our faces in would be nice because people don't know who we are, and I think for many of us that would be for the better, especially since like minors don't have a lot of like legal power compared to adults.
As for the Instagram accounts, throughout this project, I honestly didn't see a point of making one because the algorithm for Instagram is really different than TikTok. TikTok, you could easily get on the For You page with hashtags. And when you make a new account, I noticed that it goes on the For You page. And Instagram, like, there's so many users on there, and the algorithm isn't that good. Only like famous people or a lot of people with followers get likes, you know? So I didn't really like, for instance, the people that made those Instagram, or everyone had to. It's not like everyone could see it because it's not going to be on the Explore page, you know?
Does anyone have anything else to say before we end this podcast? Again, I know I said this last week, but we have stuff to do, especially today. So does anyone have anything else to say before we conclude?
I think we're good.
Nope.
Okay, then I will stop recording.